Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the name number 7. So the name number 7 is sort of like the dark twin to the number 2. It's the south node of the moon. So the number 2 is represented by the moon, as we know from a prior video. The number 7 is Kietu, which is known as the south node of the moon. These guys share a lot of similarities. They have a good gut feeling, good intuition, a sort of psychic clairvoyance. They're a little bit more aggressive than the number 2s. Number 7s are introverts, however, they can be very, I'd say, extroverted when they want to be, and they're able to get their point across in a very directional, sort of very confrontational way, for lack of a better word there. So these people are definitely known to be sort of tough, a little bit of hard asses, a little bit of nitpickers, and a lot of their persona, especially as a name number, comes from the ability or with the want of not wanting to appear that weak. They have an ability to put on that sort of presence, that they're a very strong, authoritative sort of person, like the number 8. But the only difference is that they're not quite that person inside. They put this more so on so that people can view them in that sort of perspective. All right, so we're gonna go over the different traits of the compound numbers today, and then you guys can just make an opinion on it for yourself. If you guys have any of these numbers, I will cover them from the up to the number 52, but let me know what you guys' opinion is as well. I'd love to hear it. So the number 16 is the first one. In our classic Pythagorean numerology, we of course know the number 16 as being a karmic debt number. With this one, it sort of comes across as a karmic debt, even though they don't say it. They symbolize it similar to the tarot card meanings, with meaning a man on a tower that's falling down with a crown on his head, and it's known as like the citadel falling. So with that being said, this is somebody who, out of all the number 7s, they get famous the most. They're the most materialistic. These guys are able to really rise up in social hierarchies, but after a while, especially for mid-age for these people, after the age of about 34, they say that either their financial situation is going to be pretty well put together, which usually it is because of their materialism, but they're going to lose a lot of face and status in that source of their ego at some point in their life. And this is as a result of they need to have this happen so that they can get real spiritual enlightenment from the experience. So if you do have this name number and you're just a popular person right now, be wary of that. If this hasn't happened to you at all, or you're not that popular, but you do have this name number, just try to remain humble as you get your material successes. It's okay to decorate your car. It's okay to have a nice house. It's okay to sort of have that white picket fence, the American dream. But just make sure that you are getting it in a moral way, because it's definitely going to be watched. And also make sure that you're trying to avoid the karmic debt that you have ensued, because if you have this as your name number, you can either 1, change it, or 2, leave it, but just make sure that you're handling things in a very moral way, and then you should not really receive the whole tower falling over, because there's nothing to fall over. There's only time there's something to fall over is when you have that big ego, you have that pride, that triumphant spirit where you just want to overcome and conquer even at the expense of others. That's when things go wrong. Okay? The next one I want to cover is the number 25. This one is considered the exalted version of the number 7 when it comes to birth dates. When it comes to name numbers of the Chaldeans, I'm not really sure if they still consider it in that position. But for the number 25, it's definitely one of the best combinations for it. There's no good luck compound number with the number 7, because the number 7 is pretty much anti-materialism. It's all about just pretty much going inwards and not looking outwards. But this one is very good because it's well spoken, because the number 2 and 7 always get along very well together. And the number 5 helps the number 7 become more verbose. They're more outspoken, especially in social settings. So the number 25 has the motto of "what doesn't kill me makes me stronger." These people definitely learn from experiences, especially bad ones like tribulations, in the earlier part of their life. And then they're able to use these experiences to actually dominate in the future. But just be wary of not letting too much negative situations get to your head. Be wary that the number 7 isn't really that compatible with any other life path number, except for probably the number 2 or 11. And then after that, maybe another, if you're a life path 7, you have a name number 7, I would say use it if you want to be a spiritual person. But if you don't, you may want to change that name number to something else, like maybe even a number 2 or a number 1. That's more so just going to help you get ahead. Like I said, Vladimir Putin had number 7 for both his birth number and his life path, but he has a number 46 over 1 for his name number, and that helped him rise to the top in politics, despite what his birth and life path number are, which are kind of against that sort of career route. The next name number that I want to cover is the number 34. The number 34 is sort of like a less stronger version of the number 25. The Chaldeans consider it very similar. However, the number 34 is a little bit more prone to stress and anxiety. So if you do have this number, just be wary of that. And the whole reason behind this is because the 3 is a very extroverted sort of outgoing number that wants to be expansive and create growth. And the number 4 creates chaos, and that's the number 7, which is anti-materialism. So the 4 and the 7 actually work against the 3's ability to really get things done in a creative way. And as a result, it kind of creates this inner tension within you that makes you not achieve great success. So if you do have this as a name number, I would recommend changing it, even if it's another compound number 7, just because this one is kind of a bit of a war between its own compound. And as a result, it does not really give good luck. The number 43 is very similar. These guys are known to ram their agenda home just by sheer force. These people are not very liked. They can be quite what they call a pain in the ass. They're definitely going to be on you about everything. They can be quite critical. And they do have a very good eye for detail. The number 4 at the front there, at the forefront, makes these guys very detail-oriented. And it sort of enhances the 7's ability to really look through different perspectives, look through people, and then see what the core of what they want is. It does work well if you're just looking to be like some sort of like private investigator or military personnel, but somebody who has a very solitary sort of career, it's going to work for. But if you don't have that, I don't really see it working that well, and people, especially in a business or social setting, will not really appreciate your presence that much. So be very wary of that, and make sure you choose your career very selectively if you're using this name number. The last one is the number 52. The 52 is considered to be a bit of like an over-dramatic sort of person. The number 25 is the other version of it, whereas they say, oh, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. The number 52 will look at a sale at Walmart, and the next day the sale at Walmart won't be there, and they'll actually, like, that'll ruin their day. They have a bit of a victim mentality. It's because the 5 is at the forefront. The 5 is a very chaotic, volatile, wild sort of number. Mercury is a very fast-moving planet. When you put that in front of the moon, which is already volatile emotionally, and then add that with number 7, which is a sort of a chaotic number in your psyche if you don't know how to control it. You put this combination together in that order, and you get somebody who is very prone to stress and anxiety. Their immune system may not be the best as a result of their thinking process. So what you want to do is really change your name number if you have it as 52, or be able to adapt to that said volatility in your mind and understand it. The best way to do that would be like getting good sleep, having a great diet, not having caffeine, avoiding smoking, and really, like I was saying before, exercising, practicing mindfulness and meditation. You may, if it's too late in your life, have to go through some sort of therapy as well, some sort of psychoanalysis, just simply because this number can cause a lot of suffering and a lot of making you feel like you're going crazy. And my main recommendation, the remedy would be to, for one, wear amethyst, and then 2, either change it or, like I said, practice all of those things that I just said for the number 3. Because without doing these things, you're just going to lead a life of a lot more suffering and not really understanding why. Okay? But that should conclude this name number video, guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, just please let me know in the comments. But aside from that, please like, subscribe. Holler at me. That's it for today, guys. Peace.